Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Julia XO. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about being the person that you would be inspired by, that you would consider your idol. Let's jump into it. There's no general right way to become the type of person that you want to be or to align with that person. There's no specific way. There's really just ways that are catered to you. If what I'm saying resonates with you, then that's amazing. But what I'm saying does not have to resonate with you. These are ways that are true to me. Though they're backed by science, this doesn't mean that it's going to be the thing that helps you be who you want to be. And I'm not saying this to be discouraging. I'm just saying that I would see a bunch of different videos saying do this and do that. And though those videos helped, it wasn't what I needed long term. And I had to figure that out for myself. But those videos were very pivotal to me in my journey of becoming the person that I really desired to be. And I only said desired in past tense because I feel really aligned more and more every day with the person that I have always wanted to act like and move like all these different things. But yeah. So though this video can definitely be educational and useful, that's not to say that you won't have other things that come your way that you may align with more. But anyway, let's get into it. First step is to write down, or even think about, if you don't want to write it down, but write down the habits, thoughts, lifestyle of how you currently are, and then write down the habits, thoughts, and lifestyle of the way that you want to be, the type of energy that you want to align with, the person that you want to become. You see, when you write these things out, you'll begin to notice what you could be working on in order to achieve or to become said person. You'll know what you need to do, and it'll help to get a clear picture of the steps that you need to take. Just because you know, okay, I need to stop doing this and I need to stop doing that, that doesn't mean you necessarily know the steps that you have to take. And another thing, when you write these things down or you think about it, it shouldn't be oh, I'm a sucky person, I'm bad, I'm all these low vibrational things. Those shouldn't be. I'm not gonna say they shouldn't be, but I wouldn't feed into those thoughts. Because the thing is, being grateful and thinking positive about where you are right now, it helps to not see your life from a place of lack. And when you're not seeing your life from a place of lack, you're not being obsessive over where you want to be. I'm not saying that if you're obsessive, you can't get to where you want to be. I'm just saying that to make your process emotionally smoother, think positive thoughts about where you are right now. With that being said, the second thing is to put yourself on a pedestal. Now this entails, so many different things. This can entail so many different things. Essentially, putting yourself on a pedestal to me is prioritizing yourself and making yourself, the center of your universe, and things of that nature. Some things that you can do to put yourself on a pedestal is, for starters, complimenting yourself. And I'm going to go into this a bit more later, so stay tuned for that. But complimenting yourself, when you compliment yourself, certain affirmations that you're saying to yourself could be extremely beneficial to having a high self-concept, and then other compliments you're saying to yourself. It I talked about this in another episode, but it helps with self-love and just all these amazing, amazing things. So complimenting yourself is one of the greatest things you can do. Another way to put yourself on a pedestal, to start helping yourself to really embody the whole lifestyle of putting yourself on a pedestal, is making a love playlist for self. And love isn't just romantic, it's also platonic. But make it in whatever way you want, in all ways that you want. But yeah, making a love playlist for yourself, or even just dedicating certain songs to yourself. It could be something like Alien Superstar by Beyonce, something like that, because in that song it's a lot of high concept affirmations. Guys, I want to reference so many songs right now, but it's like anytime that I talk about music, it's like all the songs that I listen to just go out of I just go blank. I just go blank. Which is crazy because I love so many different genres of music, and I know so many songs. Honestly, I should probably go on one of those game shows where you have to guess the song in 3 seconds. There are just so many different type of songs. It could be any type of fun song, it could be a playful song. It could be a really playful song. It could be a song that caters to beauty. It could be a song that caters to loving someone, anything like that. That is so amazing. But another thing with putting yourself on a pedestal, which is so important, is putting effort into yourself. The skill of like self-care, which by the way, self-care does not need to be some extravagant thing. It could be very, very simple things such as admiring yourself while you get yourself ready for the day. While you're putting on your body oils, putting on your perfumes or colognes, just admiring yourself. It could be something like that. You know, it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't need to be extravagant. Putting effort into yourself also looks like doing the things that you love, starting those hobbies that you said you want to do, or even if you've already started them, continuing to do them because maybe you stopped, or maybe you didn't stop. Just doing those hobbies that you love is a way of putting effort into yourself. And I say it's putting effort into yourself because those are the things that you enjoy to do. It's putting a smile on your face. I say it's putting effort into yourself, not rushing every single thing that you do. Being present and slowing down is actually so extremely beneficial. When you slow down and just allow yourself to be in the moment, you really begin to notice, to realize why you enjoy doing whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, maybe you love cooking, but you rush every time, and slowing down, it'll really help you to realize and remember again why you love doing it in the first place. When you rush things, I feel that you take the joy out of them. When you slow down, it helps to lower your stress. You're not in that erratic energy. It's kind of like if you've seen Inside Out 2, the anxiety character, moving so fast like that. And if you haven't looked it up, just go look up a scene from it. Um, the character anxiety from Inside Out 2. But when you are constantly moving so fast paced, that's how your nervous system begins to respond. So slowing down can help with lowering that stress and helping to start that journey again of regulating your nervous system. Moving on, A big part of becoming the person that you would look up to, that you would consider your idol, is knowing that it's going to be those small habits, those small steps to build a foundation that really allow for the person that you're wanting to become to either stick or for you to go up from there, you know? When we try to take extremely big steps, it could definitely work at first, but I feel that eventually you will burn out. And I've talked about this before. I think maybe it was in the first episode, but when you're building a house, they have to lay out all the foundational work. If they just started getting the paint and everything to paint walls, but they don't even have they've never built the structure, all those like things that go behind the walls and stuff. I'm not sure what they're called, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I really want to say they're called pillars, but I really don't think they are. And yeah, no. So I'm not even gonna tell you a word, but um if you've ever seen like the before process of a house being made, when they're building the walls and stuff, they have these um I've only ever seen wooden, but they have these like wooden pillar like things going across, and only then do they start putting out some my days. I really don't even know how the words for. I know I can visualize it so good, but I don't know what it's called. So yeah, no, but they have like, I think it's this stuff that they spray that's really foamy, and they start spraying it in between. Oh my gosh, please don't like just don't call me out on this because I don't even know if I'm remembering this right. But no. The point is, I'm not telling you guys this so you can know how to build a house. I'm telling you guys this. I'm telling you guys this because when you're building a house, it's those, you have to lay out the groundwork before you can get to all the pretty things, you know? The next big pivotal point is thinking like the person you want to become. How would that person think? And when I say this, I mean, think about if the person you want to become is confident. If you're out walking in some sort of plaza or just any walkable area, and you're shrinking yourself because you're like, oh, well, I think everybody's gonna think that I look bad and stuff like this, or like they might hate my outfit. The person that you want to be wouldn't be saying that or thinking that, or maybe they would be thinking that, but their actions would not show it. I know that I just said that they may not think like that, but don't think like that, because what we think builds our outer world. You can go check me on that. You can go check me on that. So many studies involving neuroscience can back me up. And quantum physics. So anyway, yeah. Um, but that's not to say you can't have, doubtful moments sometimes and be sad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that your habitual thinking should match the lifestyle that you so love. But yeah, or another example, if the person that you want to be is kind, then I wouldn't just like hate watch videos and stuff, or just be looking at people and insulting them. Maybe you are insulting them and then you catch yourself and you realize that that's no longer the person that you align with. So you'd switch what you're saying, or maybe just stop completely. Also, guys, becoming the person that you would be inspired by, remember that there never really is a right time to jump into something. If you want to create a business, but you're like, oh, I'm not going to do it right now because right now it's not the right time. The thing is, the people who are so successful in business, not even just in business, but in life, they're not constantly waiting for a right time. I'm not going to say like, don't do any type of research on what you're doing or anything like that, but they're not stalling. They're not stalling. They're going for it. And a big thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to release it. You can perfect it or improve it after it's been released, whatever it is that you want to do. But the whole, it'll never be a right time thing doesn't just apply in business. It can also be with changing yourself. I know a lot of people wait for the new year to start changing their ways, but you do not need to wait till the earth cycle resets for you to begin changing your ways or beginning to start different goals or things like that. I mean, honestly, I'm not too opposed to like starting different goals because maybe you just have a lot going on right now. But for the most part, we really don't need to wait till the new year for you to start doing different things. This next point is something that I'm really excited to talk about because I relate to it extremely. I relate to it on such a big level, and that is watching TV shows that inspire you or watching TV shows with characters that you look up to or that you can learn from. Now, me, I love the show Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl, there's this character, Blair Waldorf, and though she, for most of the show, definitely needed to work on a lot of things, Blair Waldorf is a very ambitious person, and she's not going to back down from a challenge. If something doesn't go her way, she finds another way to see that what she wants comes to fruition. And she's a fashion icon, so I love her character so much. I feel that the shows that I watched and stuff, they're very symbolic for me and they have really helped me in a lot of ways. Another character that I took a little bit of inspiration from is Rory Gilmore from Gilmore Girls because Rory Gilmore was just so completely dedicated to her schoolwork, and I was at a point when I first watched that show where I was like, I I talked about this. I was like, so I hate it. I love learning and stuff, but at that time school was just like I was like I wanted to cry every single time, and so um she really watching her really gave me that drive again to really just come at it full force. So find your shows, find find the characters that you can look up to, and you can really just go on social media and search for characters that have qualities that you're looking for. Go on TikTok or YouTube and search characters who are ambitious, characters who stop at nothing to get what they want. Those are things I would search, but obviously you'd have things catered to your desires. And I'm gonna tell you why watching these shows works, because the shows that you watch, you're watching these consistently or whatever, and it does have an effect on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't really it doesn't take things as a joke. What you tell it and stuff is reality to it. So when you're feeding it these shows, you begin to see experiences that could possibly mimic the energy of your show. That's why, if you're watching a show, I'm not gonna name drop, but if you're watching a really depressing show and you just keep watching that, your mood will deteriorate. No, I'm not gonna say that's just set in stone because it doesn't have to happen, but I think continuously watching these shows, especially when you're asleep, oh my gosh, guys, it influences your energy, influences your life. With that said, watch the shows that are beneficial Watch shows that align with the life that you want, you know, the energy that you want. Like watch My Little Pony or something. They're so positive and full of life. So watch My Little Pony. I don't know. Last thing for this episode is to give yourself grace. Okay. If people were perfect, I think that would take the fun out of life. That would take the joy out of life. I think that's why abstract art is really, really becoming so popular. Because abstract art, it means, you know, it's not this like perfect, it's not this picture perfect thing. It just all its messiness is what brings it life. Yeah, just I love abstract art actually, but no, let's not go into detail on that. Yeah, give yourself grace. So if you started building small habits to become the person you'd be inspired by, and then you maybe go against those habits or whatever, give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up about it. You can always start again or find something that, you know, truly works for you at that moment. Maybe that habit broke because you need to like create an even smaller habit, and that's okay, you know? Like people don't just, I don't know, I don't really know many runners who say they just one day got so amazing at running marathons by starting running a marathon. There are definitely some out there, but I know a lot of them, they started with smaller runs first. But yeah, so give yourself grace. And along with giving yourself grace, give yourself a pat on the back. Commend yourself. Commend yourself so much for how far you've come. I don't care if you went from having a screen time of 18 hours a day to having a screen time of 17 hours and 59 minutes a day. You should give yourself a pat on the back for that 1 minute. These small habits build our houses. It's not just about small habits, you know, just give yourself, commend yourself for it, praise yourself. Yeah, yeah, give yourself grace. You deserve it. You're learning. There's this line in Olivia Rodrigo's song Expectations. She says past mistakes are just new information, and that is so true. So give yourself all the grace in the world. Oh, no, that sounds a little bad, but you know, maybe like definitely, definitely learn from it and try to make changes, but give yourself grace. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode. Don't forget to leave the podcast 5 stars.